Hi, I am Carien. I work for Hoppiness Brussels, that is my company, and I work as a beer sommelier and as a brewery guide mainly.
Why did you start the company and what does it do?
It started out with a lot of people working in beer, with my interest in it and wanting to find out more about the beer and how it was made. So I studied to be a beer sommelier first. Then we moved to this house, and in this place,
In
there was
Jette?
an in Jette, yes, there actually is a space that was used by a physiotherapist. And when we bought the house, so we basically had this extra space that could be used for work. And I immediately thought, let's make a bar in here and start some nice tasting business from here. So that's how it started.
What year did you start?
This was in 2019, actually, when I started with my tasting room, or making the tasting room and studying for beer sommelier. I wanted to open in 2020. 2020 was, of course, one of those years that nothing happened for a lot of people. So I did actually a brewer's course in that year. I went to Kovi to study brewing, just to keep busy with the beer and learn more. And yeah, that actually made me even more interested in beer and finding out more about it. So in 21, I finally opened here with some test tastings, and I was very quickly asked to help out with guided tours in beer as well, and as a brewery guide. So from there, it basically expanded, and I first started doing more of that, then with my own tastings. And yeah, that's a bit how I'm doing all those things now. So the brewing really helped me to understand beer so much better that I feel like, yeah, I have the technical knowledge to give a good brewery tour.
And where do you mostly give tours? Is it mainly the Brussels scene, which has
Yeah,
grown so incredibly in the last few
yes,
years, and you've been riding that wave?
absolutely. I work with most breweries on my side of town, so the La Seine, Cantillon, but also, for instance, Timans or Tipsy Tribe. So I know a lot about the most breweries in Brussels, and I can host tours in any of them.
Right. And do you do walking tours of the bars, or is it mainly the
I
brewers?
can, and sometimes I'm asked through other parties to do that for them, and I can also make them myself. So that is, I don't offer it as in fixed tours. I always customize everything, as I do in my tasting room here. So the space that we have here is great for organizing tastings. I usually try different themes, so depending a bit on the season or what's happening in the world, I do different tastings, and I always try to use as many local beers as possible.
What do you find from some of your customers and that they are looking for? Are they looking to experience the Belgian culture, or are they really just looking for a good beer?
I think it's both. Of course, I get a lot of local people. It's that's nice because it's people that want to explore more, and they will definitely know some of the Brussels beers already, but they don't really know anything about the brewery or nothing about how it's made. So that is a very nice customer base. Of course, Brussels being EU based, a lot of international companies here means that there's a lot of international people living here. They often have guests and people over, so they often come here with their families or friends for a private tasting and really experience it and get some more insight in what's happening here in Brussels and in the beer scene, where else they can go. That's part of my clientele. Then, of course, I get some tourists. They find me as well on the bigger websites, and I even do bachelor parties, for instance. They come with whole groups, and I organize a pub quiz for them just to have some extra fun. So it's really everything. And as of last year, I started getting more and more interest from companies based in Brussels. People's wanting to do something with colleagues happens a lot, but I also get people that want me to come to their office and to host a tasting there. So, for instance, they have a whole day of meetings, and then their reward would be that I come in at 4 o'clock with my beers and my chocolates and my cheeses, and they all get to have a nice reward and a nice experience on site without having to move into town. So that's another thing that's really more and more in demand for me, and I think that's great. Just
What are some of the trends you've noticed since you've been doing, these kind of with people, working with people? What are some of the trends you've noticed and kind of questions? Has there been an evolution?
it's really a wide variety, but generally it's not the young teenagers. Of course, it's people that really want to know a bit more about how beer is made, how artisanal it is, what different things you can find about beer and what different styles even. So many people that don't know that there are so many different styles. So that is, that's why my audience is really from local to people from far away. They all are interested in this.
Do you find that they move with the trends? Like it seems like they've been saying this for years, but it seems like this really is the year of the zero beer.
It is, and I've been offering that all the years already, that people can bring somebody and they can have an alcohol-free tasting, but it's still not highly in demand. It's there's a few that might not drink alcohol due to various reasons, but in general, people come here to drink beer.
Yeah.
It's to taste it, and yes, they're always surprised, of course, when it goes up in alcohol, and they're like, oh wow, there's a 9% beer. A lot of people are still surprised by that, but it's not really the what they come for here, even though I really want to offer that as well. I think it's very important that people realize that you can have good beer without alcohol as well.
Where do you hope to take Hoppiness?
That's a very good question. For now, I really love what I'm doing. I'm so happy to host people here and to really entertain them, but also educate them about beer. So this is what I really want to continue doing. I enjoy going to the offices as well. That's a different part of it, different environment. But my favorite thing is still to be here. As for the future, I don't know. I think it's a one-woman business. Although I do have some really nice colleagues that if I have bigger groups, I always take them along. But that's on other locations, obviously, not here. So that is also something that I like to do, but I don't see myself as like a big tour guide or being an operator that has like 5 beer sommeliers working for me doing different tastings. I think that would take the fun out of it for me. I want to be the person doing the tasting. So I will continue doing what I do. I think I'm learning a bit more about beer judging. I've been doing that for a few years now, and that's something that is a path that I also really like for the future, to do more judging. But
well, thank you for talking with the Beer Idiots, Carien.
You're very welcome.
Great. Thank you.